Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
We are excited to announce this season, Chief Concerns is teaming up with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, to bring even more excitement to Chiefs football. Whether you're backing Mahomes to have over 4,500 passing yards, riding the over on Kelce's 4.5 touchdowns, or picking weekly same-game parlays, FanDuel has you covered with easy-to-use features, fast payouts, and tons of ways to win. So download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. And don't forget to tune into our weekly Chiefs same-game parlay show every week during the regular season. Finding the right person for your team can be just like the NFL draft. You've got a huge board of prospects, but only a few are the perfect fit for your roster. Sometimes you're sifting through a lot of tape before you find that Mahomes-level candidate. But with ZipRecruiter, it's like having the best scouting department in the league. They find amazing candidates for you fast. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Here's why it works. The moment you post your job, ZipRecruiter's smart technology starts showing your role to qualified people, your first rounders. No waiting around for the right player to fall to you. And when you see someone you like, you can send them ZipRecruiter's pre-written invite to apply message. It's like handing them the playbook and saying, we want you in the lineup. So ditch the other hiring sites and let ZipRecruiter find what you're looking for, the needle in the haystack. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/audio. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. It's your Monday morning tight end episode on your Monday evening. I'm Marcus Dash, and right there is our guy, former Chiefs tight end, Jason Dunn. JD, how are you doing, brother?
Hey, what's up, Marcus? How you doing? Is the question. Shoot, what's going on?
I'm doing all right, man. I had a fantasy draft this weekend with my long standing one with my buddies, going back like 15 years, I would say. 2010 was when we started it. But yeah, I had that this Saturday. It was kind of tough because I traded a lot of future picks in my past drafts. So like this year, it was time to pay up. I had no early round picks in this draft, which kind of sucked. But yeah, it was good. I think my team's solid. I have Mahomes and Worthy, so I'm pretty excited about that. I'll say that.
Okay, that's a nice recipe for success. No question about it. So I haven't had my fantasy draft yet. I think we're going to try to do ours tomorrow night. Actually, I almost talked to everybody. I was like, man, I want to do it for the show. I want to be on the show and actually do my fantasy draft while we're on the show. And we could talk, and then I could be picking, and y'all could tell me who is a good player or not a good player, okay, who y'all would take. And we would have been like the war room, okay? Y'all would have been JD's part of my team, okay, for my draft team. But other than that, man, listen, I actually taken on another task. I'm actually going back coaching, Marcus, of all things. Yes. Yeah, your boy is back in the saddle. And I couldn't think of a better thing to be coaching but my grandson's flag football team. And so,
right.
Yes, I enjoy it. The director called me up last week and said, hey, listen, we got your name, and we was wondering if you could come and be a head coach for this flag football team. I said, well, okay. I said, well, who referred me? He said it was your grandson, Avery. I said, oh, okay. Absolutely. And so I went out there. Sunday was our first game, and it's the Chiefs. That's the name. We're the Chiefs.
That's great.
Yeah, we got our first win, but I know everybody was like, okay, this guy right here. So I had me a nice little kind of fiery speech, I guess, after just meeting everybody. But it was an enjoyable time. I told him right now, one thing we're going to teach them, okay, having fun. We're going to teach them sportsmanship. Okay, when they're going to be competitive, but more importantly, we're going to have fun. But we're here to win too, and so that's what we're going to do, man. I think kids took to it, and I just enjoy what I'm going to be doing this season, coaching my grandson's flag football team. So that's what I was doing this weekend.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Have you ever coached flag football before? I mean, obviously, I know it's a lot of it's all transferable, but I mean, have you ever coached flag football before?
Not really. No, I haven't. No, I have not. I watched him play, and just kind of watching. I'm still kind of getting all the rules down. There was one that I guess we were starting offense, and the ball got snapped over our quarterback's head, and they called it a safety.
Oh, because it landed in the end zone?
Yeah. Well, but it was kind of some contention because I'm like, hey, man, because we got young referees. They don't quite know. So I'm on them, and they just like, oh, we don't quite know the rules. Like, look, man, I'm going to give y'all a pass because I'm learning this too. So I'm going to use your expertise. I'll be calling you, Marcus. So,
I gotcha.
You can give me a lot of pointers, things I need. And, y'all won the championship. Y'all brought the trophy home. So it'd be a wonderful thing to get your information.
You helped us adapt our playbook this past offseason, and no coincidence we win the championship right when you gave me some pointers on some plays and concepts to do. So there you go. There you go.
Good. We'll keep that up, man. Other than that, shoot, I'm like I said, back in the saddle, enjoying that part of it. My nephew is still in the hospital, Chad. So y'all continue with your prayers. If y'all see out here with Chad, just keep praying that he gets stronger and stronger. So he's coming along. He's getting better each and every day. I know he wants to be on here to see everybody, talk to him. But this is something that I know he will enjoy, to hear everybody just sending out the energy and the prayers to him too. So thank you all for that, which y'all have been doing in the past. I just say y'all just keep it up. But other than Marcus, let me say hi to everybody in here, because guess what, Marcus? Football is back, baby. We are here. The season starts this week. The season gets off the ground, Marcus. We are in the air. We are in Brazil. We are there in Brazil, okay? Speaking Portuguese, getting all the things and, getting all the nice little local customs. But we are back, baby. And we will be talking about that tonight. But let me say what's up to everybody here in the chat. I see G Pick, Witchy Hall. I'm the Brown Chief of 65. Laura Zingser. What's up? Laura Hunter. Oh, Linda Hunter. My fault, Linda. My fault. I didn't mean it. But Rich Cooper. About Time is here in the house. Jason Tallbox is here. Optimistic James. What up, man? Good to see you, my brother. Faye Smith. How you doing, Faye? Who else we got in here, man? Simja Guest is here in the house. Who else we got in here? Everybody's kind of jumping on at this time. Good to see you all. Come on in. The door is open, and I always say, man, the water is fine. Actually, who was in here as well. Thank you all for the prayers. I see another name. I missed it. I think that's it right now. So I see the chat kind of, jumping up at this moment. But thank you all for the prayers. This is going to be an exciting time for the Chiefs. But like I said before, man, I love each and every one of you guys. So it's going to be a great year. I can just feel it, Marcus. I absolutely just feel it. Just in my bones of bones, myself. I've had, dreams and all of this. Like, the Chiefs are holding up the trophy again this year. I actually just got finished swimming. It was the last day for our pool was open here in the neighborhood. And I was talking to some of the lifeguards, and they're high school football players. And I met Carter, was out there. He was a guy that I was speaking with. They all played for Frederick Douglass, the triplets. And I was like, wow. And his brother, quarterback, another guy, it was, I think his other brother, I think he said, is a wide receiver. But I had a good conversation with those guys, man. Neat dudes. So if y'all watching this, I said I wanted them to check out the show. Y'all watching this, guys. I'm giving y'all a shout out right now. So I think Frederick Douglass is 0-2, man. Y'all get that together. I told them, I said, get it right. And I know they will. So shout out to those guys, the lifeguards there.
Is that historically a good high school football program?
It is. Yeah, they're kind of a new school. The next last, I say maybe 10 years, maybe even longer. But they have, kind of put a program together and have been competing against the best. Won state a few times, been to state quite a few times in multiple sports. But they're 0-2. So they usually pop one of the top ones in the state. They're having, just kind of a rough season starting out. But, hey, man, they're going to get it together. We know that. They're going to get it together. So.
It's nice that you were able to give them some words of wisdom there, JD. I'm sure they appreciated that.
Yeah. It was good. It was good to talk to those fellas. So.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So, obviously,
Lyles
guys.
Smith. Okay. I'll say Lyles Smith. What do you think? Oh, what?
We're about to get into that.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yep. So obviously with the game being Friday, so Wednesday, if you guys are tuning in to Chief Concerns for your first time, your first season with us, and I know we have a lot of new faces to join us this season. So generally with our seasons, we have a Monday show, which is generally our grade show. JD goes through each position group, tells us what he liked, what he didn't like from the previous game. Wednesday is our midweek show. It's to preview the upcoming game. And then Friday is our betting show, as well as JD takes us into the dungeon where he gives us 10 keys to victory. JD, also a lot of fans have been tuning in our comments saying they want you to change the dungeon's name to 2N Dungeon, to Dungeon with 2 N's.
I know it. Look, I've heard plenty of people do it, and that's a great idea. I don't know, man. I might. I like it just the way it is right now, so it's just, I get, but you know where the dungeon comes from. It is from my name.
100%.
I'll still spell it the same way.
Yep.
So, but I appreciate that. It's a great thought. So I don't know if y'all see another N up in that thing and you see it, then you'll know. Okay.
So that'll be our Friday shows. This week, since we play on Friday, we're going to be jamming all that into our Wednesday show. So this week we have Donnie Edwards, former Chiefs linebacker, JD's former teammate and friend, and former Chargers linebacker as well, will be joining us to preview the game, the first half of the show. Second half of the show, Tasia will be joining us. But before we get to Tasia joining us for the betting portion of the show, JD will take us into the dungeon and give us his 10 keys to victory. And then we'll finish off with the betting portion of the show. And then we'll get to it. Then that means 2 more sleeps till the big show Friday night. And then we'll do our post-game show Friday night. So that's what we'll be doing this week. So lots of stuff this week. Going to be a fun ride, guys. So, yeah, it's been an amazing offseason. Like JD said, I echo the same sentiments. I think it's going to be one hell of a year. I know it has been one hell of a year each year we've done the show, but I think this year's going to be fun. I think a lot of people have been waiting for the offensive firepower again, and I think we're going to have the fireworks shows every week again, and we haven't had that in a few years. So
I do, and the good thing is too, Marcus, it's a good schedule for us to play. There's going to be some very high-powered offenses and defenses that we're going against, some of the top teams in the league. So each and every week, the Chiefs, when they play, it's going to be an opponent that is formidable, and we got to be ready for them. We have to be ready for them. But it's the NFL. It's any given Sunday you can get beat, and every single one of these teams, are playoff teams. There's a lot of them that we play in the playoff teams. And we got to be ready. And so when we come out, when I start doing, the whole keys to victory, y'all going to know what it is. If y'all never see my keys to victory, y'all in for a treat. And so I'll give y'all a little rundown. Kind of the setting is when I was coaching, I would get up there and I would speak and, give my little fire to the players. And I just let it come and let's ride with it. Okay. So it's always a good thing. It's always a good segment. So y'all enjoy it. And then Donnie, be good to see Donnie too.
Yeah, it's a good season premiere of Chief of Concerns regular season show. So it's gonna be a good one on Wednesday for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The whole crew will be here, and plus Donnie Edwards. That'll be awesome. All right, but JD, we're seeing the comments here, and a guy that we talked about ad nauseum last week, and a guy who's been a guest on our show, friend of the show, Mike Pinnell, will be joining our rival, the Cincinnati Bengals. He's signing with the Bengals per sources. And he'll be practice squad initially with active roster capabilities. And I've had Bengals fans in our comments all day today on our YouTube video of Mike Pennell last week saying, thanks, we'll take him off your hands for you. So they're excited. They're excited about that. They saw us being upset that we cut him. So usually, and I'm like this, whenever I see a team unhappy, a fan base is unhappy they cut a guy and you sign that said guy, I'm usually pretty ecstatic about it because usually fan bases don't want to cut guys who are good. And and generally, and I saw all day, Cincinnati fans were like, we needed a D-tackle, we needed a run stopper. We're happy we got Mike Pennell. So JD, hearing the news that Mike Pennell is going to Cincinnati, will not be joining us. Well, at least right now, he won't be joining us. But what do you think about the news of him going to Cincinnati?
Well, I tell you what, I was sad to hear the news that, when we did release Mike, still a head scratcher to me, how that happened and where it came to. I was disappointed and upset, to be honest with you, because of everything that we said. We knew that he was our run stopper. He was the big arms in the middle that helped anchor what we was doing defensively, keeping our linebackers clean so they could come and make plays. So that was somewhat of an issue that definitely we needed to address, and we couldn't do it during the preseason. So that was tough. That was tough. But I'm happy for him that he's found a new home. Okay, I know it's with the Bengals. That's kind of I'd rather go anywhere else but them, to be honest with you. But I don't really hate on the Bengals. This is more so about Mike. And so happy for him, signing the deal. But somebody said Alpha Blood. Mike he was highly upset with this move. And whether you look at it as business or whatever reason, I just, have a loyalty to a team that you think that there's loyal to you. Is very disappointing. It's hurtful. It's hurtful because all your boys and your friends that you established relationships meant something to you. So when business gets in the way of that, man, that is a hard thing to deal with. So Cincinnati gets him. They got a great player. So this is what it is, Marcus. It's what it is. Dang God.
What do you think about like the overall plan? So last week, shortly after we talked about the Pennell stuff, the Chiefs Digest did an interview with Brett Veach, and he quote said, "I think with every position group, we're trying to get better and we're trying to add competition. I think that was one position group where we were trying to continually get deeper, get younger, and get more athletic. I think when it came to Derek, it was probably a similar level of play to what we've seen from Pennell, but both those guys have over the years played and helped us out in games. But I do think you take into consideration just the length of the season. I mean, obviously he's suggesting some things there, length of the season, maybe, and he talked about the getting younger aspect. How much do you think the age played a part in this whole thing with trading for Noddy? And once you trade for Noddy, that pretty much meant that Pennell was out the door.
Man, I don't know. I don't know. My thing is this. You could say age, but even if you got him on a 1-year deal. So if you're looking for long-term, you could still get the younger guys in here to kind of develop and get them to where they need to go. And watch the growth. But when you have a guy that's already ready, that's doing a job that you asking young guys to develop and to get into, I don't buy that at all. Doesn't make any sense to me. And it's not like Mike was making $25 million a year, and he's not even 10. That's the thing about it. So he shouldn't have even been a casualty for salary cap reasons. I think I've seen some people saying that was what? No, that wasn't a salary cap move. Didn't make any sense to me. So I know everybody's has, their different theories about it. The issue I have with it is Mike Pennell was a veteran that was effective, that did everything we asked him to do, and then some. Was a leader on the team, big brother, everybody. Didn't cost us a lot of money. So why would you get rid of a guy like that? these other guys, like Alexander said, Omar's not ready now to be in that position. We got some other guys here that I think can actually give us some things, but are they ready to move into that role now too? I don't see that, at least for me. I didn't see that now, especially when you got a guy that's already ready, raring to go, does a great job of it. But hey, man, that's their decision. That's their decision. So,
yeah. Even in the article, he also said at the end of the article, I think we'd always be open to that for sure. Mike's a guy that he's a special human being, and we love Mike. He's one of those guys that I feel every time we've gotten him back in the short spurts, it's been the best he has. I mean, even at his age, he's a juice guy and he's an energy guy. We love him. So certainly keeping that door open as well. I think all options are open for us at that position. When he says something like that, I think all options are open for us at that position. That kind of scares me, right? Because you let Mike Pennell go. We know what he's good at. You know he's a run stuffer.
Yeah.
And you have no more Omar Norman Lott. You brought back Derek Nottie. We kind of already know what Derek Nottie is at this point. Which if you compare him and Mike Pennell's play, I think Pennell is a better run stuffer than Nottie is. That's why we ended up going for Pennell to keep him around and letting Nottie go to the New York Jets in the first place, which I thought was interesting that we bring him back and let Pennell go, kind of do the vice versa thing there. But saying all options are open when we play our first game in a couple days here, and it's like it feels like they're just kind of going with like the mystery, the mystery at that other D tackle rotation spot, which is just interesting to me. It's an interesting way to play it. We got a couple days here before the first game of the season, and I'm not signaling a siren and an alarm here. I'm just saying it's an interesting way to play it right so close to the season where we talked pre-draft. We talked about not only getting a defensive tackle like a Norman Lott, but there's a lot of good defensive tackles in this draft, run stuff for types that you could have gotten day 3 and trade back in to get a day 3 guy. But we didn't do that. So it was like, okay, well, all right, well, we must be happy with what we have in-house. And it seems that we really weren't happy with in-house. And now where it's kind of like, what I guess we'll see what happens during this week 1 game. They're going to use this game as a trial run to see if they like the DT rotation. I don't know. When you hear Beach say all options are open when a week before the season starts, what do you make of that?
I'm looking at, is it a plan? Is there a plan there? All options open. I mean, right now, we're kicking the ball off on Friday. So I get all options open. Sure. I got that. But have somebody in place while you still have options. The options open doesn't change when you still have somebody who's capable to do that job, right? And he's not costing you a whole lot of money. So that's the thing. It's just, it's one of those things that's being said. I guess, Veach and them, like I said, man, they make a decision. How they saw it, like KT Lee said, they must have saw something during camp. I don't know what that was. I have all options open. But if guys are not ready and you're waiting for them to get ready and you don't have a guy and all options open, that means you're still searching for guys to kind of get here, fine. But during that time, have somebody here who is actually doing the job. That's the question. For me, it doesn't make any sense, like, just to move on from a guy if the guy's doing the job. Is it something during camp they didn't see, they didn't like, or, what was it that they might have, concern for them? I don't know. I just, because it's not a definitive answer. About just moving on and saying, hey, this is the reason or whatever. And I get, maybe didn't want to really get into that. But when we start looking at other guys, other options that are open, or you're trying to move into that position, that should have been done, at training camp, prior to training camp, to do those things. And then if you find it in the 53 man, the guys we got here, I think the guy from Western Kentucky might be he might be a pretty decent, guy. I can't wait to see him play. But some of the guys that we have had on here is just, we've seen some of the things that they've been able to do. And they haven't been able to do what Mike Pennell could do. That's the thing, Marcus. So, that's GM talk right there.
Yeah, and what they Broderick Martin, the dude from Western Kentucky, also Zach Pickens from Chicago Bears, and another guy that I think he went to South Carolina. Another guy who it's more a speculative ad, right? It's like, oh, he's got potential. But he didn't really get to show it in Chicago. Add him to practice squad, and maybe we see who's the best of those two, and each week you kind of rotate that. That for me is just like it's a weird way to go about it when you've had the whole off season, and now it's September. It's last week of August, early September, a couple days before week 1, and that's the way potentially they're gonna go about this this other DT spot when you let Mike Pennell go. It's just an interesting way to go about it.
It is, and I get G's sentiment right here, right, of saying got to throw the rookies in the lion's den. That's what they did in 2022 draft class. The thing is with that. At least the young guys they're here, they seen the possibilities and capabilities that they could hold their own, and you gave them some of the best looks, things they can do. So I haven't looked over the film of the guys we had gotten here, the 2 new guys, and maybe there is something they were like, okay, here's something that we need to try to pursue, but also too, it's at the detriment of your integrity stopping the run. The linebackers all compromised. So, hey man, this Chiefs they're gonna stay with their decision. So I guess we gotta be fine with it. I mean, hey, it is a business. We understand how this thing works. Mike knows how this thing works. For me, having a guy that was already in place doing the job that was making a whole lot of money. It didn't make any sense to move him out of the way, especially if you didn't already have a guy that was in place that was going to be able to replace him immediately in the lineup and not develop and say, hey, he's ready to go. That's what I was looking for. And so I don't know if we found that guy yet. So J-Dub, sometimes change is good. I mean, maybe one of these young guys can step up, perhaps Tillery. I like Tillery. I have no problem with Tillery whatsoever. I think he's versatile. You can move him inside and outside. I like change. Change is good. But did the change have to be Mike? That was the question. It can be changes other places. So, and it looked like some places kind of remained the same. That it hadn't really been stellar. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree. Mike Brennan says Pennell didn't look that good versus the Seahawks. I've seen a common sentiment, that same sentiment that is being spoken here. And we kind of talked about that. Playing next to Chris Jones, who the guy he will ultimately be playing next to when it comes to week 1, is a bit different than playing against, the rookie Omar Norman-Lott in that Seahawks game, right? I mean, it's just different. Hence why when Jones came that last game, the entire defense looked great. The series that he was 95 was in there. So it's just, and we've seen what Pennell does when next to Chris Jones. That's also what we've seen. That's a fact. We know what he can do with next to Chris Jones.
So what I would say is the entire defense didn't look good, Mike. Not just Chris, or Mike Pennell, but also too. You can go to Karlaftis. You can go to Chanel. Who do you want to talk about? Everybody got their butts kicked against Seattle. Everybody that was out there those first few series when they was running up and down on the field, that was everybody. We don't throw everybody out the door. And like you said, Chris Jones, who wasn't in there, looks different. If Mike Pennell's job is to hold up too, he can only do his job. The other guys got to do their job too. So that's Don Peterson, LB's, whew, boy. Man, we was getting washed everywhere. Defensive ends, defensive tackle, washed. So it was just a bad outing by those guys. I don't think those guys disagree whatsoever. And it's not talking anything about them, but that was just what we saw on tape. When I watched that film, I watched that game, everybody was getting manhandled. So.
Yeah. I like Connor.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
You're good. I like Connor. I truly think he's a hell of a player, but I don't know why Spags has him as a slot. I think he's playing out of position.
So I think what they'll do, this is something that Connor can play that position if it needs to, but they have other options as well. So Connor may not be the sub package nickel guy or dime guy. Could be somebody else. But it's always good because if they decide to run the football, you do have a safety that could come in and make a tackle, as opposed to having, a corner who are the worst tacklers on the teams. Usually that's how it is, right? They're the less physical guys. They don't want to come in and throw their hat down. But Jamari can come in, and if you needed him to make a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, he can do those things. So more physical body at that position. So
agreed. Okay, so yeah, I've seen him and that's the thing, Lawrence, is Marlon Tupelotu, he could be a guy. It's more like we know we have Pinnell. There's a lot of we know we have Pinnell. We know we have a Noddy. The fact they're opting to go with the unknowns versus what we know is just interesting. Because very well, like you said, JD, Pinnell wasn't making $25 million a year. You could have kept him and then still gone the same route, gone that Zach Pickens and Broderick Martin and your practice squad. It's like, okay, Pinnell is not cutting it. Okay, well, we know we have. Maybe he's not what he used to be a year ago, which is he had a great year. But if he wasn't, then you can go that route, Broderick Martin. For the fact that we're going with that kind of a question mark there with Noddy, and then you're going with these other guys, it's a weird way to play it. But again, Brett Veach knows what he's talking about. So
yeah, she's gonna do what they want to do. Hey, shoot, they the one that got the hardware, the rings, and they make decisions. And hey, you just gotta deal with it. And so now Mike is in Cincinnati, and Mike is dealing with it. I was like, okay, doors open. He got his options open. Cincinnati now, and he'll get immersed in that whole culture and play with them guys. And there's a reason they swooped him up. There's a reason Cincinnati was like, yeah, we'll take a Mike Pinnell. Absolutely, we'll take him. So
definitely adds to the drama between the two teams if we do see each other again.
Oh yeah,
when we see each other again. Mm-hmm. All right, so going on another topic for this week. So Trent McDuffie, big news about his deal came out yesterday from Nate Taylor's story. Nate Taylor wrote, moving forward now, really it's just about the season and about Friday's game. I'm not too worried about the contract. That can just happen in the next offseason. Let's just go out there and have a great year. So, JD, a lot of people anticipated that we might see a McDuffie deal before the season started. Now McDuffie has said and spoken that he will not. There'll be no deal until next offseason. What do you make of this? I'm seeing a lot of different opinions in Chiefs Kingdom. Some are saying to get this deal done now. Some are saying, well, his agent is not going to want to do that. He's not going to want to sign a deal now. He wants to wait. And then also too, I've seen some people saying they should have traded him before the draft to get draft capital and assets from him because the money he'll be asking for will be astronomical.
Everybody has a point. Everybody got an opinion. Okay. One thing I will say is we got a shutdown corner, and his name is Trent McDuffie. And if he's one of the top players at his position, then it should be hard for you to get rid of him. It should be. Trent McDuffie is one of the top players at his position in the NFL. Not just on a team. I'm talking about the entire NFL. And the numbers bear it out. He's an all-pro for a reason. How many all-pro guys we have on defense, Marcus? Do you have that? You have that stat?
Chiefs all-pro 2025 or 24. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
We have four all pros as a team.
Are they?
Chiefs all pro. Okay. All pro. So we had Chris Jones, and then McDuffie was second team all pro. So only two defensive all pros last year.
Oh, only two?
Mm-hmm.
Two. Chris Jones. Who was the other guy?
Trent McDuffie.
Who was that? Say it again.
Trent Crime Dog McDuffie.
Okay, I was just making sure I heard it correctly. I was just making sure, just so. But I look, if you have a guy at that position that can do it, then you got to entertain keeping him here. first off, let's say this, okay? We watched other guys get paid relatively at their position, who are one of the top ones here with the Chiefs. Right now, we don't have the money to do the signing the deal now. Okay, we're not trying to move everything around. Trey Smith went through this last year. This is fine, no big deal. Now he don't have to worry about his contract. He just need to go and ball out. Period. Point blank. Don't even worry about it. Don't even. Every week come in, the press comes in. How close are you with Trent McDuffie signing the deal? All of that is put on the sideline. You don't have to worry about none of it. Let him go out there and just go ball, okay? And let the cards fall where they may. There's no sense going out there getting draft capital for a guy if everything is not looking well. You don't quite know where it's going to be. You don't want to, ship off your best player. And look, he's without a doubt one of the best defenders in the league. Now, with that being said, we watched the Cowboys ship Micah Parsons out. Okay. They got 2 first-round picks and an all-pro defensive tackle for Micah Parsons. And they didn't have to pay $47 million for him. The Cowboys got a great deal. They did. They got a great deal. So I get that whole point, like, we should have used draft capital and all that. I don't know if anybody's going to pay 2 first-round picks for a Trent McDuffie. I don't know if they're going to do that and then give us all-pro guy. Okay? So I'm sure they might have been. You behind the scenes, there's a lot of things going on. And nobody's really saying anything, but you best believe all these GMs are speaking. They might just call up, hey, Brett, what's going on? I'm doing fine. Hey, listen, look, I know you ain't thought about it, but is there a way you entertain a Trent McDuffie being – these conversations are happening all the time. Trust me, it is, okay? And so that was probably a conversation that was being had by a few people, a few GMs, and it wasn't anything that the Chiefs was willing to entertain. Absolutely not. We're not doing that. Well, we give you a 5th round and a 6th round. No, we're not doing that. No, thank you. We'll work it out. We have to wait. We don't mind waiting. We want our guy to go out here and go play and have a good time. That's what it's all about. So the money, the contract, all that's going to come. One of the things I told those young kids, man, sometimes some of these antics, like Parsons used, I don't quite agree with, hovering around the team and they're doing all this. Hey, man, I don't know if that was, but it worked, I guess. I guess it worked. And it worked in Cowboys' favor because they sent him packing, is what they did, to the Packers and let them pay that heavy dollar sign. Now, Trent comes, he balls out Marcus. You can still do the things you want to do. There's still, hey, man, things could still happen. So it'll happen, man. I'm not worried about this at all. So all season business. We'll wait for that to happen.
Well, and I love too that he makes the point to say, hey, like we're not going to talk about the next offseason, so it's not going to be a lingering question all throughout the year. Forget about it. I'm saying this now, right before we go to week 1. This is it. Let's talk about the next offseason. It'll get handled. So I love that he's not going to let that be a lingering question. Media will ask him every week. So I love that. I love that we're getting rid of that distraction right off the bat. So
yeah, that just don't deal with it. You don't have to. And like I said, Trent had to wait. Bolton had to wait. So these guys wait. Everybody don't have to get signed right now. That's fine. And for Trent's like, okay, fine. We don't have to deal with it. We're gonna turn the dial up though. Let me get another Pro Bowl under my belt. We're gonna turn this sucker up a little bit more. Okay. As you should. Because why, Marcus? It's a business. It's a business. Business is Mike Pennell, business is Trent McDuffie. The NFL, at the end of the day, is a business. So,
yeah, business is BS sometimes, but yeah, a lot of times BS, but that is what it is.
Yeah.
Justin Blackwell asks, will we be able to afford to keep him?
Justin, the money goes up every single year from these TV deals. If they got the money, they'll find it. He's one of the priorities for sure. you want to be able to keep your core group of guys together, especially let's say on defense. So you got your core group of guys on defense and offense that you might want to be able to utilize. You got a shutdown corner. You got a great linebacker. You got a great defensive tackle. We got a great defensive end. Okay. The other guys step up. You might want to get those guys signed to, a nice lucrative deal. Offensively, Patrick Mahomes is priority. We already got the guys protecting Patrick Mahomes because Patrick Mahomes is the franchise quarterback. So that means center, guard, tackle. Go get us, a couple of draft capitals on, 2 first round and second rounder. They're starting 2. So that's what it is. Travis Kelce, you know what you got to do with him as well. But other than that, you can use youth in other places, okay, strategically. But I would say, Justin, that Trent McDuffie is a priority.
And I was seeing Justin Blackwell here, $75 million hit on Mahomes next year if they don't redo his contract. That they're gonna have to pay the piper at some point with that Mahomes contract. They keep kicking the can down.
they can kick it as far as they need to.
Oh yeah,
the imaginary can, they can get very creative with these contracts. So
Pono, easy solution. What's up, Pono? There you go. Easy solution. Big contract players need to readjust their contracts.
I agree. Some definitely do. It's the look at how guys get paid now is so crazy. The time that we play, that's the wild part. Like, wow. It's like, I carry on this conversation all the time with my boys. The former players. We talk about these things all the time. But the amount of money these quarterbacks are making, we had a list. We had to list these guys, and these are the dudes I'm talking about. I said, man, name me 3 guys on this list as QBs that's worth $50 million plus, $40 million plus. Name them. Name them. And so that's a struggle. And I get that you're valuable to your team, but the discrepancy between what quarterback is making, the other guys are making it's crazy. That's unbelievable, really. And I was sitting there saying about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow was like, oh, they needed to get Trey Hendrickson signed, which they got signed. And I'm sitting there thinking like, Joe, give up some of your money to sign him. How about you do that? How about you say you're going to take a pay cut to get Trey Hendrickson signed? Okay? That'll show a little bit of fidelity. That'll show a little bit of a dedication to the team and a championship. If you want your best defensive player signed, one of the top premier defensive players in the league, give up some of your contract. I never heard Joe Burrow talk about giving some money back. Did you, Marcus?
Nope.
In all the headlines, I did not see Joe Burrow not once say, I'm willing to give up some of my money. So, Pono, I agree with you. Readjust your contracts for some of these guys to get paid if you want these guys to play on your team. Other than that, hey, you suckers going to be holding. Hey, oh. Joe Burrow was like this with all his money. He's like, I'm not going to give up my money, but we need to sign Trey Hendrickson. Yeah. Okay. Talking out both sides of his neck is what that is. So.
Yeah, and I love that too. Where he gets, and I'll say this: the Bengals organization historically is it's one of the cheaper organizations, and we saw that kind of manifest with their first round draft pick this year. They're trying to give certain cuts to his contract that no teams actually do with their first round picks. I forgot exactly what it was, but it's something that most of our teams don't do with their first round picks. But yeah, people will say, oh, Joe wants to win so badly. It's like, well, I mean, take a pay cut then. If you really want to win that badly, you'll make sure they keep Hendrickson there for a couple of years, not a 1-year deal.
Take a pay cut. You got plenty to go around. You got plenty to go around, Joe. Take a pay cut. Then talk to Jamar. Then talk to T. Higgs. You got plenty of money to go around. But the first ones y'all need to talk to is them jokers with the QB. You talk to them. Okay? Shoot. Let me hold on. He got me. Now you got me like this. Shoot.
I know a Buccaneers got a bargain on Baker Mayfield. I know that much.
Baker lucky got that much. Okay? He is lucky. He served that.
Well, first year he gave him like a bargain deal when he was coming off that Rams year, and then he came there, gave him played for nothing, and then got that big deal.
Listen to this, okay? Let me put it in perspective. Everybody, y'all ready for this? Y'all seen it before, but I'm gonna give y'all the top 10, okay? And I want y'all to find out. I want y'all to listen and find out who's not in the top 10 getting paid every year, okay? Paid a year. Number 1, Dak Prescott making $60 million a year. Number 2, Josh Allen making $55 million a year. Number 3, Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals, $55 million a year. Number 4, Jordan Love, Green Bay Packers, $55 million a year. Number 5, Trevor Lawrence, Jacksonville Jaguars, $55 million a year. Number 6, Tua Tagovailoa, Miami Dolphins, $53.1 million a year. Number 7, Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers, $53 million a year. Number 8, Jared Goff, Detroit Lions, $53 million a year. Number 9, Justin Herbert, Los Angeles Chargers, 52.5. And number 10, quarterback, average annual salary is Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens, $52 million. Now, okay, I'm looking at that, Marcus. How many of these names have Super Bowl trophies? Prescott, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, and Lamar Jackson. How many of those got trophies?
0. I think only 1 Super Bowl appearance, right? Just Goff's 1 Super Bowl appearance of all those guys.
Goff and Joe Burrow.
And Burrow, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's it.
Nuts.
Top 10 quarterbacks. 1 Super Bowl, Mike Brennan. Who won the Super Bowl? None. 0. Nobody's got none. No Super Bowl. I don't remember any of these guys winning the Super Bowl. Who won it? Nobody. That's crazy. You know whose name you didn't see? Patrick Mahomes. That's the name you didn't see in here. That is a shame. It's a sham, is what it is. Shame and a sham. Suckers getting paid all that money. Are you kidding me? You ain't winning Super Bowl. You ain't bringing Lombardi's home? Man, cut it out. That's ridiculous. So I was looking at it saying, which one of these dudes, and I'm honest, to hell with the quarterbacks making. Which one of those jokers right there is worth over $40 million a year? Ridiculous.
It's crazy.
I'm just going to say it. I don't think any of those guys are worth over $40 million a year. Sorry. I get the contracts are going up because the TV deals are going up. I get that, right? I mean, that's the argument. And so because of the market and what it is, they're taking advantage of it, and they should. But at a certain point, the team's got to understand there might have to be a cap, maybe with quarterbacks at a certain point about what they're making. So I'm going to speak about that because there's a lot of guys out here playing different positions, tight ends. Okay, I'm going to just say it. Okay, they do a lot out there on the field. And I get quarterbacks have a very high responsibility. I do. So Purdy and Burrow lost the Super Bowl. Yes, they did. Not one of those guys won it. So we had 2 guys that went to the Super Bowl appearances. Only 2. They lost it. So I just, for the life of me, and I get that's just what it is, right? That's the market. That's the market. But none of those guys I just named is worth over $40 million. Sorry, can't do it. Yeah, Mike Brennan says, I pay Lamar. Everyone else, nope. Yeah, Lamar might be the only one for me. And all these guys are very talented. Look, I'm not taking away from these guys' talent. Make no mistake. I'm not taking away from their talent. But, hey, man, you got to prove to me that you worth this money. You have to. My baby said, did anybody make $53 million when you were playing, Jason? Not even close. That was like the full contract, babe. That was a full contract guys were signing, and that was like great money. Yeah, sure. It's like $53 million contract for 4. Man, that joke was balling.
I know.
Hey, suckers making $53 million. Come on.
Well, it's also laughable too. When I was watching the Cowboys documentary, it was that year that Emmitt Smith held out because he wanted a new contract.
Who?
The Emmitt Smith year when he held out for a big contract, he ended up getting paid 4 years, $13.6 million. And it's like, wow, like got veteran minimum contracts. They're like 1 year, like $3 million. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes out to for 4 years. It's nuts, man.
So Don Peterson, what was the total cap, JD? At the time, I'm not quite sure, right? And I understand, when you work, you divvy up as far as percentage-wise what guys are getting paid. I still think it wasn't that big of a disparity, like the difference. I don't think quarterbacks was eating that much of the whole team salary up, Don. I'm not quite sure, okay? But I just, when I see this, and these jokers they're not winning. And the winningest quarterback in the last 7 years is not the highest paid guy. It's criminal, is what that is. Absolutely ridiculous. Stupid is what it is. But they paying them. Hey, and I ain't got no problem guys making money. If you can get it, fine. Those guys who got that money, good for them. Good for those guys. I'm happy for them. But what ended up happening is now all of a sudden certain guys can't get signed. And you gonna take Mike Pennell gets cut? Certain guys get cut. And I get it. I mean, your pros and cons, whatever you do, franchise quarterbacks, I got it. Understand. But daggone, Dak Prescott, and I like Dak Prescott. That sucker, man, he $60 million a year? That joker right there, boy, hitting him over the head. Look, he came in. Look, you know how in the Westerns, the robbers would come in wearing a mask. Okay, bandana around their face to rob the bank. These suckers are coming in without guns and masks on. And the bank just handing money over. That's insane to me. It is. It's just insanity. It's insanity. And Joe Burrow sit back here talking about, we need to sign Trey Hendrickson. Give up some of that daggone money, Joe. Shoot. Give up some of that money. Sucker making $55 million a year. You ought to be ashamed of yourself saying that. Hey, Joe, how about you give us some of your money? I don't know. I'll see if I got some back here. Let me go and see what I got in my wallet. And, a sucker like that, he hide his, turning, the bank to open it up. He looking at his $55 million. He looks at that sucker every night. It's ridiculous. Oh man, I didn't want to go on that, but I just had to say what I had to say. We talk about all the time as players. We do. We talk about this all the time. And Joe Burrow back there like that, count his dollars. Hey, give up something for Trey Hendrickson. Hold on. Let me see what I got. Let me count my money out first. And see what I got left over. Man, cut it out. Ridiculous.
Nuts. They also do.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying, just what you guys went through as players. I mean, you talk about more games now, but as far as you guys talk about the conditioning and the training camps you guys had to go through and the 2-a-days. These guys don't do that anymore. It's totally different. And forget about the physicality of the game. Obviously, it's a safer game now than it was when you guys played, but it's just like all the stuff that you guys did, just like comparatively to what these guys paid now, it's just like you would think the work you guys did, you guys should have gotten paid more for that. But again, time.
Look, we understand this. We like the guys before us, okay, who were making, 60s and 70s, weren't making. They had to work 2 jobs. Man, without a doubt, we get it. We understand that money goes up. They're happy that we made it. Okay, now I see these guys in walkers and getting hip replacement, knee replacements, on all those different things. And the NFL had the audacity. They had the gall and the nerve to sit there and act like they weren't going to help these gridiron players out, the legends out. They were so greedy with their money, they didn't want to open up their books. Ridiculous. Roger Goodell is making $50-something million a year. Are you kidding me? As a commissioner? You ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's why you're sitting over there every time somebody got a camera on you like this with a toothpick in your mouth. Because you just got finished eating steak and lobster. Like this. eating up the league in money, $55 million. Because he's that's their pit bull. He's going to do what the owners want to do. The owners that want to open up their books. Okay? They the same way. How much money we got? They turn their back. Back then, that's how my dad used sometimes. How much you want? They just, old people used to turn their back so you couldn't see how much they had in their wallet. And they turn around and give you like $1 or a couple like 50 cents or something to go buy you something nice. Hey, man. That's how Joe Burrow's doing. He opened up his bank, his vault. He's looking at his $55 million every night. Dak Prescott looking at his $60 million every single night.
Good agents, man. Good agents.
Great agents. Hey, man, shoot. I mean, that's why Jerry had that little look on his face. Jerry got that look. He wasn't signing Micah Parsons. Somebody said that. That's why Micah is gone. Jerry got burned on that deal. Yeah. He said Micah Parsons, he is not paying that bill. They won. The Cowboys won on this deal. Hands down.
I agree.
Hands down. So.
And getting a defensive tackle, I know it's not the sexiest thing, but Kenny Clark's a badass defensive tackle, and the guy's 29 too. So it's like, I know it's not a sexy position. It's not a big name like Micah Parsons, but his main thing in his presser, if you watch Jerry Jones' presser, was talking about stopping the run. He goes, even with Micah here, we couldn't stop the run. I'm not knocking Micah. We just couldn't stop the run.
Run right at him. That's what you do. That was the Achilles heel. He ain't gonna stop the run. He rushed the passer. Hey, Micah, can you stop this run? Sucker unbuckle his chin strap. I don't get paid for that. Yeah, you do. Just like we're asking other guys, we were talking about it. Hey, you got to do more. Like Norman Lott comes here. He's just not a pass rushing defensive tackle. You got to do it all. Sorry. That's what's required of you. So, all them names I just named, if y'all heard this earlier, all them names I just named, top quarterback contracts, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Tua Tagovailoa, Brock Purdy, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. Some of those guys are going to give up to win. They don't mind doing that. Some of those guys will do whatever it takes to win. One guy I know for sure who doesn't mind restructuring his contract and helping everybody else out? Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce did that. Those are quality guys. They got Super Bowls, Marcus. They done been in Super Bowl. Year in, year out. It's crazy.
Yeah, Tom Brady did that too. Tom Brady kind of laid out the blueprint for Pat. Pat saw what Brady did. And he was like, you know what? I'll do that.
Bravo. When I see Tom, I'm going to pat him on his back. Team player, unselfish. That's what I loved about it. And he wanted to win.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he knew the endorsements off the field were going to kind of, balance it out in the end, right? I mean, Pat and Kelce both get the endorsements off the field. So as long as that's good, you can afford to take some discounts.
Yeah. J-Dub, talk about it, baby. J-Dub 84 said paying guys $60 million bucks that couldn't hold Joe Montana's jock strap. That's a fact. Disrespectful. I know, shoot, Joe Montana, like, are you kidding me? I know Joe, like, oh, jeez. You talk to any quarterback now, they're like, oh my gosh, the type of money they making. Well, so.
All right, so we're going to get to a guy that made the team. Fan favorite, I would say. He's become that. I would say he's a big favorite of ours on this show, JD, is Nico Remigio. And someone brought to my attention on the chat on our comments the other day about Nico and what he kind of went through last year. And you saw the emotions kind of ran high when they told him that he'll be making the team last year during midway through the season. And here's a clip. I wanted to play that for you all if you guys haven't seen it on the franchise yet. So here's Nico Remigio on the franchise. So, JD, when you hear that and see that moment from Nico Remigio as a guy who did play in the league, and I'm sure you got to see a lot of practice squad guys get pulled up, make impacts during games on both teams, Eagles and Chiefs he played on. What does that mean to you to see how much it means to Nico to be such a pivotal role for us? I know he's a return man, and then this year he's etched in stone as the other return man this year, and had to work for it this past offseason training camp. Even though he got that deal midway through the season last year, he still wasn't guaranteed that spot. He comes back this offseason, training camp, dominates, and he's our lead punt returner and kick return going into 2025. What did you make of that clip there from Nico Remigio, JD? All right, we lost JD. Okay, I thought just really setting in there. Okay, but yeah, honestly, JD will be joining us shortly again. But honestly, seeing Nico just kind of earn the spot as he did this past offseason, after that whole thing right there where, he's going he had to make the team. I mean, he goes that first year during training camp or during preseason, he has a great game against the Saints. It was that breakout game where him and Justin Ross finally showed. Everyone's like, oh man, we got these two dudes. He had a great game. And I think they even showed in that franchise episode, Pat going nuts on some of the catches he had. And then I think it was the next practice, he gets hurt. And that was it. He gets released, and they bring him back to the practice squad. He had a shoulder separation they had to get surgery on because his muscles tensed up. So he comes back, dominates, gets pulled back to the practice squad, and then rest is history. Gets put back on the team they're midway through the season last year and becomes our guy in the punt return and the kick return spot. So, guys, I mean, it's a good story, too. And also, to see the emotions running high there, and it shows you how much this means to him. It's pretty awesome to see. So I thought that was really one cool, moment. And I know, seeing these players, they're all badasses and tough, strong, but, seeing the real human side of it, how much it means to him, I think it's really cool. Of course, small guy, 5'10", 5'9", Filipino guy. You gotta love that. The short dude, you gotta love that. Short king, gotta love that stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do as the return man. And that's the thing too. He had such a big impact for us last year as a return man. And such a short amount of time, though. I think it was only 4 games, right? He didn't play that much. It was midway through the season when he became the return man. So, there he is, JD. Yeah, I was talking to you for a little bit, and I thought you were just kind of looking down, and then you were gonna rise up, but no, it was frozen.
Yeah, it was frozen. I was like, "What the heck?" And I was like, "Yo."
But you saw the clip though about Nico.
Did man. Man, I tell you what, man, that hit me right there, man, in the heart. Because, I mean, you just show a guy who has unbelievable passion. He understands that this move changed his life. But being able to be on a team and to play, after putting so much effort and hard work into getting there, is incredibly fulfilling. And Marcus, when I spoke with him at camp, and I was telling him about, hey man, I see that in you. This, you belong here. This is yours. Don't let that go. Being a return man, you've accomplished everything you wanted to accomplish. You show that you belong in this room with everybody else. You can ball just like everybody else that's here. And he could tell, I could tell through his eyes what it meant to him. And he spoke to my grandson. And I had to say, he wasn't just like one of the regular, like, hey, little guy, how you doing? This and that, but most of the guys, which is fine, little kids and stuff. But Nico asked my grandson, like, what is it you want to be? And then he asked him why. And it was like he made my grandson think, like, okay, why do you want to be that? What are you going to do to get there? And so it was like an extensive questions. I was like, wow. He was like the first one to ask my grandson that. Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to be this? What are you doing to get there? Is what he asked my grandson. And the depths of that question to a 9-year-old, just to think beyond where he is and now, just giving an answer and question to something. My grandson had to I ain't got that far in my thinking. But Nico was like giving him, he's prompting him like, this is good for you, start thinking about it. And he said, man, when you work hard, you could get up here to play like where I am, or you could do anything you want to do, is what Nico told him. So I appreciated those words Nico just gave of encouragement, but also, too, the depths of who this guy was. And you've seen it there. You've seen the emotion. You've seen the passion. You've seen the commitment. You see the perseverance. You see the determination. This is who Nico Remigio is. For me, he's an easy guy to root for because he embodies everything that you want in a professional football player. Grit, unselfishness, just the determination, hard work, resiliency. He has it all. So, and hearing him come to tears with it means a whole lot. It means a whole lot to this young man, where he's at. So I dapped him up, man, gave him a hug, was like, hey, man, this is yours. You belong. This is yours. Don't give it up to anybody else. He said, I'm not going to do it. So, yeah.
And I think the big thing for me in that whole situation, obviously the whole thing is really emotional to watch. But like the fact that he works so hard, he gets hurt after his rookie season, has a really good showing in the Saints game, separates his shoulder, he has to get surgery on his shoulder, they drop him, and they put him on IR, I believe. Then he comes back the following year, doesn't make the squad, has a really good camp, but doesn't make the squad, ends up getting called back up from practice squad to become the return man. And you think, right? And then that moment he's talking about, it's like he made it. But then at the same point, he made it. He had really great returns all the way to the Super Bowl. Yeah. And then you come back the following year. It's like, well, you did well for us last year, but you got to have to kind of do it again to earn that role once more. And it's just shows you, man. It's just like you reach that peak for that season, but you got to come back and do it again to get back to that spot again. It just shows you how difficult it is to make it in the league, man.
I don't think people realize how extremely rare it is for guys to get on NFL football teams. The guys that I met, Carter, Ross at the pool, he was asking the difference between from high school to college and from college into the NFL. He said, man, how was the transition, this and that, blah, blah. And I was just telling him, like, man, there were 40, 50 guys on each and every team that didn't make the squad. And that might have been their only opportunity to do so. I said, and that goal, that reality, is gone. It eluded them. So it is a privilege, it's an honor to be on an NFL football team, and it takes tremendous work and opportunity for guys to crack that 53-man roster. And every year, Marcus, those same guys that didn't make it the first year, they trying to get it in the next year, and the next year, and the next year. So it's a rare thing. Nico understands it, sharing those memories and whatnot with his wife too. And because another thing I want to talk about is the sacrifices and the people that's in your life that are on for the ride, that supported you in that as well. My wife, who at the time was my girlfriend, she's seen the long days and hours, my family, my children. I mean, that's those people, the ones that count to you. Not saying everybody don't count out here, but the ones, your core group of people who watch you get up early and eat the same, come back with pain. The emotional roller coaster that sometimes you have, in the struggle. Those are the ones that you want to be able to celebrate this with. And they're going to be the ones that's going to pick you up when you fail. So, yeah. Great for Nico.
Yeah, that was a really, really nice story. And like I said, JD, when you went Frozen, it was like he only for a short amount of time, because it was like midway through the season when he got elevated to being a return man, because we kind of didn't know what a return man was going to be. We had Carson Steele back there at some points. We have Samaje Perine and Carson Steele being our return man at one point. Not really, straight line guys, but not really elusive like Nico. But that was only such a small impact last year as far as the end of the year. Only a couple games, a handful of games. Now we're going to get him for a whole season because he made such a big impact in the short amount of time he was our return man. Now we get him for a full season being back there. And going back to his colleges, I know it's college, but at Fresno State, he was a badass return man. That was one of the big things for him coming out of school. So now you get a full season of him doing that. I'm really excited to see what he can do. And of course, power to the short guys, the short kings, baby. Short kings.
Yeah. Love it. So, yeah, I'm happy for Nico, man. So happy for him.
The Lord's Lindsay, I would take Remigio, who works his tail off every day, over gifted players take this chance for granted. Tony was gifted but did not care enough to really work. It's fair?
Yeah. He worked on what he thought he needed to work on. Sometimes the guys, it's like, I'm so talented, I don't have to do this. It's something I've done my entire life. And you do have to do the extra work. Laura is absolutely right. Laura, you are absolutely right. Because it's not about just getting there. One of my old coaches told me about Edgerrin James, and Edgerrin James said, it's not just about getting there, it's about staying. It's about having an NFL career. One thing to get there, but to persevere through it, something else totally. To get there year in, year out to make the team, man. Reese 913 said, I say Nico can be as good as anybody because he plays with heart. Absolutely. That's a fact. Reese, 1,000%. That's who he is. Those plays he was making preseason, catching the ball from everywhere, he's not going to give that opportunity up again. He dropped a couple of balls. It was kind of like, okay, well, we still thought he was going to make the roster. Then all of a sudden it's like, nah, put you on practice squad. And he's like, if I get another opportunity, I ain't going to give it up.
Yeah, and he didn't let it go to waste either.
No.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to open up the line for you guys to come on here.
Yeah.
So come on here and ask a few questions. I'm seeing people asking questions over the chat. I want to see those questions in the on video call with myself and JD. And if your video's not working, that's okay. It can just be audio as well. So I'm going to send the invite link in as of right now.
Mm-hmm. It's like when guys out there working, and the amount of time you take from your family to put this in, to dedicate, your craft, to get to the NFL, everybody's suffering with you. Everybody's all in with you. It's usually that way. And it's just kind of crazy. Okay. And that's kind of off topic, but when people have other things going in life, like Travis and obviously Taylor Swift, engaged, Travis Hunter and his, wife just had a baby, and people worried about their personal lives. I'm wondering, why? Man, let them live. Let them live. They're gonna be fine. Let them live. They regular people. They trying to figure it out like everybody else. Okay, so but they do deserve somewhat of for them to have that space to figure those things out.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's also like the accounts that get mad when they see Brittany Mahomes rooting for Pat in the stands. They think she's annoying, so they're like, "Oh man, gosh, I can't believe Pat goes home to this woman." It's like, what? Well, your dog and the girl for rooting for her husband that she's been with since she's a sophomore in high school. Come on, I mean, get out of here.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Anybody, please come on into the chat, talk to us. The Monty Green Bee said, you're going to come in every time and do the link. I got you. We said, leave folks. That's what he said.
Too corny to get on there every
Yeah.
time. Nah, you're good, man.
Yeah,
you're good. I see Will. I see Will's in here. Optimistic James is in here. Come on, guys. I know you guys got some questions in gearing up for week 1 of the season, fellas and ladies and gentlemen. Actually, we have a new sponsor for our mid part of the show. Actually, so I'm gonna play the advertisement, guys. I want somebody on the other end of this when you guys come back. Okay, so we'll be back right after this. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online. And in today's world of constant surveillance and data breaches, that matters more than ever. Your personal data is being treated like a commodity. Data brokers collect your name, address, even information about your family, and then sell it online for profit. That can open the door to identity theft, phishing attempts, and harassment. But Delete Me helps you protect yourself by removing your data from hundreds of data broker sites. The New York Times' Wirecutter even named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. As someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me, and I don't like the idea of information being passed around for profit. And Delete Me gives me peace of mind knowing I have more control. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan by texting PRO to 64,000. That's PRO to 64,000. Message and data rates apply. All right, so don't see anybody coming in yet. So we'll give you guys a little some more time.
Yeah.
Okay, we go. We got the one, the one and only Optimistic James coming on here. Optimistic James.
What's up,
What's going on, buddy? Yeah, we can hear
a
you.
little loud where y'all, man.
I know I'm outside of the shopping center.
Okay.
I didn't care about starting it off.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's good to always see you, brother. It's good to always see you. What you think? What's on your mind? What you think about this week coming up?
I think it's going to be a good week. But my first question before I forget it is, what do you think Remicio's standing going to be as a returner compared to like a Dale Carter, a Vanover, or, X-Men, of course, like they said in Tyreek too. What's his potential? Because like we said every day, he runs with his heart. He runs and he can hit holes and he can switch directions and he can do that. So I totally agree.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, where would you stand? What do you think if he does stay healthy and no injuries? With the tutelage of Tobes, how far do you think it could go?
I'll tell you what, man. Nico's a very talented guy. He has all the ability to make guys miss. He can hit his head on the goalpost. I don't know. We soon to see. We don't quite know yet, right? I mean, and things are different because the kick is off different than it was back then for those guys. But he'll have an opportunity. I think now it's kind of changed up because you got to kick it in a certain zone. I think Nico, man, I think he'll at least get one and a shot, maybe not two, get close to two this year. And I think, man, the more,
1-1 each, like a 1 punt and 1 kickoff.
Just 2 returns probably to the house, I think.
To
He'll
return?
definitely get a return to the house. But he's capable of doing multiple ones, especially if that's what his duty is, kickoff return, punt return. And you know how it is. Once a guy becomes dangerous, they know that you're a return guy, that you're a weapon, they're going to start kicking away from you if they can. Punt, you ain't got a choice but to try to kick it to the guy, right?
My bad. I mean, tell them to send it to the 35 or the 45 then if they're going to kick away.
Right. That's the truth. So there's going to be a number of opportunities for him to get that. So I'll tell you this. How about this? Okay. And this is I think he'll have at least 2 returns for touchdowns this year. At least. Okay. So I'm going to put that down. I know there's some on the betting show that everybody makes. I'm going to put at least Nico Remigio having at least 2 return touchdowns. Okay. Kickoffs. So I'm going to write this down. So Marcus, Tay, whoever needs to get that, I'm gonna make sure it happens. All right. That might have to be
what you think, Marcus? Because Marcus, he loved X-Man.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean, well, I think he'll reach the peak of Dante Hall. No, but I'll be rooting for the guy. I do think JD's right though. I could see. I mean, the way this new return system is. I saw a lot of guys breaking them during the preseason, and also too, like if you just saw what he was doing, man, he was breaking them last year in the postseason. So like I think it does tell you that he is going to be an impactful player. May not score 2 touchdowns, maybe 1, but I'll tell you what, he's going to be getting us into good field position a lot this year. And I think that's something that a lot of people aren't talking about for the fact that because there's such a small sample size we saw him in last year, and in that short period of time, he was an impact in all those games. Yeah, he almost had a really costly fumble, but luckily we recovered that thing. But nonetheless, he was impactful all throughout the playoffs. Unfortunately, we didn't really see him that much during the Super Bowl just because they didn't really pump that much in that game. But up until that point, he was an impactful player. So I think that's a part of the game that a lot of people aren't talking about is how impactful he was in the battle of field position.
Respect. And my one question, because I heard JD, you said the linebackers is compromised, and that's one thing I want to see, especially going up against a running team right off of the bat, especially with like you say, lesser status run block. I mean run rusher. I mean run tackling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Coming just right in the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you think? Because that's still going to be my question. That's how are we going to stop the run and then the tight end too with compromise?
Yeah, I you know what? It's something, man, we got to see. So Veach saying the options are open. Hopefully, somebody has stepped up to show that they're good enough to take the double team and feel the role of a Mike Pennell, because as far as what we've seen preseason, I didn't see that guy. I didn't see it. But this is to be determined. Chris Jones, we know, is such a force that he makes guys around him better. But what Mike Pennell did is he made guys around him better too. He helped out. He complimented Chris Jones, and he complimented the linebackers. And if you don't have that guy, if that guy don't figure it out, then we're going to see what we seen preseason in that Seahawks game. And I'm going to tell you what, Optimistic James, hey, other teams looked at that. They're like, uh-oh, the Chiefs are compromised. We can run the daggone football. And I promise you, they are showing, hey, the Chargers had that video up, and they are showing the offense what they did. I promise you that.
Do you think that Chris Jones' numbers could go down in the run game because of some moves like this early in the season? And like if somebody doesn't step up to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't take that Pennell's spot, do you think Chris Jones' numbers go down?
Could go down. I think what you'll probably see more so the linebackers numbers probably declining. And what you start seeing is more the secondary, like safeties making. You don't want to see your secondaries making those tackles. You don't want that guy being your leading tackle on the team, because that means they're getting through two levels to get there. So we need Nick Bolton to float. We get guys off of him, let him go play. That's going to be the key. And so that's the only thing. Like with Chris Jones going to be able to do what he wants to do, because Chris does his thing whenever. But Chris can decide to be dominant. There's no stopping him whatsoever. There's just not. But it's the other guys around this. I'm looking number wise. Tranquil, Bolton, safety's getting more numbers. Shoot, the defensive ends might have a harder time. So, Mike Pennell gave a lot here. And so I'm hoping Nandi coming back will be able to kind of fit the role. And maybe he's healthy. Maybe he is a guy to get back and do that. Okay. So we're going to be pushing for him to do it. We just got to see. We got to look at some of the guys we just got here to be those guys that fit in. I'm excited about the dude Broderick from Western Kentucky. See what he's going to be able to do. So,
I'm scared about Noddy.
Much love. I'm sorry about that. What you say?
I'm scared about Noddy. That's where I stand on it.
Much respect, much love.
All right, my brother.
Catch out. Heck
yes,
yeah.
sir. Yeah, man. I appreciate you. I was to Mr. James.
Thank y'all again.
Absolutely.
Take it easy, buddy. Have a good night, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we got our last duo here, and we got a duo. We got Will and we got Tariq coming in here. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, fellas? What's going down? Man, how's it going? Y'all doing all right?
Yes, sir, man. We just getting ready for the season, man.
Okay.
Ready to see what's going down.
All right. Now, did y'all give y'all prediction what the Chiefs' record was going to be? Did we ask y'all that? Did y'all throw it in on the chat?
No, but what do you think?
I don't know, because I think it's kind of crazy. The fact that we went 15 wins last season with what we were dealing with, all the injuries, and then to think, we're going to have a lot more of our day one starters there and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say, because I still think saying 15 is kind of generous for any team, to be honest.
Right? Yeah, sure. So,
15 wins last year, man, with all those injuries in the wide receiver room, man, like all those teams gunning for us. We're a better team this year. It's hard to go. It'd be hard for me to go lower, but realistically, it's hard to win 15. So I'll probably say right where you was at, JD, at 14 and 3.
mm-hmm.
Honestly, I don't know what the 3 are gonna be, because the Chiefs, we get up for them hard teams, but then we'll have a couple games, where we just let somebody who shouldn't even be hang around, and they'll sneak one on us. So, but 14 and 13 probably the lowest I'll go, man.
Okay.
That's
all
what
right.
it is.
Yeah, it's good.
I hope for better. Hey, 17-0. But that's what if I could call it the way I would like, I say 17-0 every year. But I gotta be realistic. I say 14-3. That's realistic.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I do believe we're gonna be 14-3. I think it's a good number. In those games, you're gonna learn a lot. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself, and I think those losses are going to be somewhat in the first half of the season. So I don't know if y'all remember that I said the Ravens, Commanders, and then the Broncos will probably split with us. But other than that, I think it's just like little lessons and probably blind spots that we didn't quite see is what we're going to get out of it. So yeah. Mm-hmm. Did y'all have a particular question? I know I kind of just threw y'all on the spot about.
No, but I just, like everyone else, I'm looking. I need to see what the answer is for the run defense, man. Because Chargers, they just got a new running back, Najee. Jim Harbaugh likes to run the ball, so We're gonna get tested early. You know, we're gonna see what Brett Veach's plan was since he got rid of Pennell. You know, what's his plan to stop the run? You know, is he gonna be relying on the linebackers? I mean, we got good linebackers, you know, to stop the run, but I mean, you don't want to rely on that, man. You know, you want it first line of defense, and then the second line defense being stingy as well, and then you got those guys in the back, the secondary, and the only emergencies only. You don't want them, like you said, leading the team in tackles and whatnot. That's not a recipe for it to win, and that's also going to affect the offense. Like, really, if there's only one way I see the offense getting messed up is keeping Pat Mahomes off the field. And how they going to do that? They're going to be running the ball. So that's the only thing I can see slowing us down on that end, and that could easily happen. You know, if we don't have a good run defense. So I want to see how they do that against the Chargers, and even going through the season, all these teams are going to be running the ball. Like, we're not getting anybody who's going at us easy here. They're all going to be running the ball. You always said they're all looking at the film. They know what to do. So they know what to do. Well, but we're going to see. That's what I'm looking forward to most, seeing that.
But we know we always talk. Go ahead.
All right. I mean, I was just going to say, I mean, you kind of know what you're going to get from Najee already, in my opinion. I mean, this guy's gotten basically, if I'm correct, 1,000 yards almost every single season he's been in the league for running the ball. So, I mean, that right there, you know, he's going to be good. I can't quite say what the rookie's going to look like, but I mean, I can't imagine that if, you know, they know the big way to beat the Chiefs is to run the ball. You know, I can't imagine that if he's, you know, at least like above average, he's going to do something against us. And so, I mean, you know, we do have to find a way to figure out how we're going to stop people from running the ball like that on us.
Yeah. You know, it's one of those things. We know the run opens up the pass too. That, I think that's what it leads it to as well. Because when they was running the ball effectively, then, you know, same thing. Secondary opens up for everybody, because then you have to worry about the run. Everybody's flowing to the action. All of a sudden, they just start running bootlegs. I'm just like, there it is. That's all you need to do. Start opening up, and now your head's like you don't know what to do. And so when you're behind as a defense trying to call things like, look, man, we need to first stop the run. The first thing we need to do, without a doubt, is stop the run, the football. And we know, Harbaugh's going to run the ball. We know that. So we're just going to see, man. I'm very interested in this game to see what the makeup's going to be as far as the rotation with the defensive line. That's going to tell me a lot. And I said this, any great defense, it starts at the defensive line. You want a championship? Defensive line. And I know any linebacker core that's worth their salt, if anybody's looking, the D-line helped them out. I don't care who you look at. Ray Lewis, who you want to look at? You want to look at Hardy Nickerson? You want to look at any of the guys you want to name, okay? Fred Warner, they got a great defensive line. They play well with the guys in front of them. That's the way it works. So you ain't never heard too many linebackers who didn't have a D-line in front of them. At least, you know, create a little bit of chaos in front of them. Seriously, it just doesn't happen. You know, so it's going to be very interesting, man. It's going to be very interesting. So
it's going to be interesting to hear Donnie's take on that when we talk to him about the kind of defensive tackle. I'm sure you got some questions up your sleeve.
Yeah. So y'all think about it. That's a great question. Come on Wednesday, ask Donnie that question, all right? Y'all can ask him.
We're going to be here on Wednesday, man. I'm looking forward to that.
All right, brother.
Anytime y'all got the Chiefs players on, man, we here.
That's
Chiefs players, Chiefs coaches, anybody, man. Heck, if you get Clark Hunt on here, man, you know, we'll be on here, man.
I might have talked to Clark, man. Clark might do that for real.
He should. This
Yeah.
is the best podcast. That he likes the Chiefs. That's his brand, you know. This is the best podcast to come on.
He might send us a list about what we can't ask him, though. It's all good. We good with it. Either way.
Yes, sir.
All right, my brothers, man. We appreciate y'all coming on here, man. Seriously, man. Y'all keep starting the ball with us. You, optimistic James, you know, y'all keep
always,
coming.
man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. We'll keep that. If no one's getting on, hey, I'm on it. You know, I want to give other people a chance, but if they're not stepping up, I'll snag. I'll walk right in there, man. Hey, what's up? Because I look Chiefs ball, man. We talking Chiefs ball, man. This is what me and my brother do on our own, anyways. You know, and with me and my brother, my dad, we always talking about the Chiefs. So I mean, this is our favorite team. This is the only team that we unanimously all on board with. So in all sports and all that. So we love talking Chiefs football. Hey, I'll talk Chiefs ball with anybody, any Chiefs fan, even non-Chiefs fans. Gotta let them put a beat down on them, let them know who's boss. But we just love talking Chiefs ball anytime, any day. So
hey, we here for it, brothers. We here for it, man. All right?
We're happy to have you guys.
All right, fellas. All right, we'll talk to y'all later. Okay, we'll see y'all on Wednesday.
See you Wednesday,
right?
guys.
All right.
See you, man.
All right, we got one last for the night before we hit the road here. Our guy Rustus Android doesn't have a video yet. So he's still working on that at some point. We got Rustus Android. Rustus, can you hear us, buddy?
I can. Can you hear me this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Last time I was muted when I came on. But that's my dog wants a treat. Sorry. Here you go. So last time I was on, I know you guys don't remember, but I told you that I grew up with the Chiefs from the Schottenheimer days, and then I kind of stuck with them all through the Dick Vermeil days. And then I got out of them for a long time, and then I've heard about Patrick Mahomes, but I wasn't getting into it. And then last year I decided I'm going to get into it, and then that's when they screw everything up, right? Screw the pooch, and I told you I'm the why that's messing them up, right? But anyway, but here's my question. I have two questions. For one, why does Marcus have more gray hair than JD?
Well, so I'll say I was born with these two spots here. I was born with it. I came out of the womb like that. And then over the last few years, it's continued to grow back. So,
all right. It's all right.
It's a distinguished look, especially. I still have a baby face. That's all that matters. The baby face with the gray hair. It looks fake. I've had girls ask me if I'm dyeing my hair gray. So, which I'm not. I'm not, by the way.
All right.
So
that's one question.
So I asked Marcus. I say Marcus is Reed Richards. He could play Reed Richards in the movie. You know, he could be fantastic. You know,
actually, that is great. That is phenomenal. He can play Reed Richards. All right, no, that's good. I don't know why they got that other guy. What's his name? Anyway, but
Pascal.
Yeah. But the real question is, okay, listen. So last year I started with the preseason, and dude, I was like hyped up, man, and I was watching all the preseason. I was hearing about all these wide receivers, and I was watching all the, all the all the deep passes that Mahomes was doing throughout the years. And I'm like, this is going to be great, man. And then we know what happened. Now, my problem is this year is kind of the same with the wide receivers. It's like he's got the deep ball down. He's got the timing with these new people. Lo and behold, we're starting out with Hollywood. Can't make it, right? Rishi Rice out. And we're going to be relying on these other people. So are we just going down the same road, or is this year different? That's all I'm asking.
Well, I think the significance of this, having Hollywood Brown, he just adds on to what we did last year. You know, he was hurt all during the season. He came in, during the playoffs. Now he had a whole full offseason, kind of get that timing down with Pat. We still got Xavier Worthy. We still got Travis Kelce. I like to look at the guys that we do have that have been here, that's been making plays. Noah Gray's another one. Our running backs are incredible. What we look at. So, and then we talk about Thornton, Nico Remigio, Juju Smith-Schuster, and everybody's in this supporting role. So even if we don't have, like I said, Rashee Rice, we're going to be fine. I think we really will.
We did great, but I mean, we had to completely change how we played with all the injuries. It was more dink and dunk down the field, and that's my dog, and I don't have another treat. If you can hear him barking in the background. But I don't know. It was just it was a different style of playing,
Well, I'll say this. In camp, what I was seeing in camp was, I think it was a different style of play. We needed to throw the ball down the field. We throwing back shoulder balls to Brownlee. Tricon Thornton's catching, deep routes and, in routes. I think those things are what we're incorporating new into our offense, which is just we're going to be much better at. So, and we know we're going to
I
put
agree. It
small.
looks phenomenal. I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for the season to start and then the
Oh,
tears
yeah.
to begin. That's all I'm saying. But I'm
Yeah.
a pessimist by nature, so don't bother me. I'll bring you guys down.
No, you good. You good. Well, we got to get you out of that mindset, brother. We got to get you into, the positive things, looking at.
Yeah, and I shouldn't complain because they did amazing. Really, they adjusted throughout the season. I know it was a lot of close games, but they 15 and really won, and they made it to the Super Bowl. So I mean, I shouldn't be complaining, but yeah, I do. Anything less than
and we got to start. We got to start. We stacked this year. We stacked this year. So I think we'll be fine. Obviously, when some of my concerns I had was, of course, stopping the run, what that's going to look like. But this is a great test for us on Friday. It really is, just to see where everybody is. Do we make the adjustments that we need? And I think I think MJ was sitting there talking about, well, they'll know, the coaches know that these things, we need to make an adjustment. Yeah, but if you don't have the personnel, okay, and just like he's saying, if we're saying the changes are going to run the ball, or the Chargers are going to run the ball, don't you think that the coaches know that? They got to have a plan for this. So we prepare for the run every single week. But somebody like
last
the
year,
Seahawks,
I don't mean to keep it going, but last year, from just me watching, and I'm not great on like football schemes and things. I just, I'm more just watching eye candy, but it seemed like we stopped the run really well. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it seems like our problem was kind of when they threw the ball down the middle, like they would always kind of make some big plays that way. And I don't know what stops that, but I don't know if we're in danger of that again. But that seems to be our biggest issue is just kind of down the middle.
Yeah, well, if you got to have a cover linebacker that can, obviously cover running backs and tight ends. We got Joey Bosa that can do those things. We'll have Jamari Commerce, who's going to come in probably in, the third down situation. Nick Bolton could do some of that, but you don't want to leave him out there by himself. We're looking for Drew Tranquil to have a much better year than he did last year. But what does compromise that is if you don't have a pass rush. We got to have a pass rush. That's what it boils down to.
That's true. Yeah, that was our problem too.
So,
yeah.
So.
And it looks better this year, so I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get going. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you. I look a lot. I don't always post nothing, but thanks, guys. I watch it pretty much all the time. Not live. Most of the time I have to catch it later, but anyway.
Good deal. We appreciate you, brother. You definitely do, man. Thank you so much for the question. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. Okay.
Yep. Peace.
All right, brother. All right.
All right. Well, you guys, nice little exclamation to end the show with Optimistic James, Will, and Tariq, and Rustus Android there to end the show. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, guys. So that does it for us bring us to the end of the show. So we'll be back on here Wednesday. Get ready for an action-packed show. Like we said, we're going to start off with Donnie Edwards coming on here, and then we're going to get into the dungeon, which JD's going to give us his 10 keys of victory for the game against the Chargers. And then myself and Tasia will give you guys the best 5-leg same-game parlays, and JD will tell us which one he likes to start off this season. So it's going to be an action-packed Wednesday night. So, guys, clear your calendars. Get ready from 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Clear your schedules because it's going to be all Chief Concerns Wednesday night to preview Week 1 of the NFL season. Hope you guys enjoy the show tonight. JD, take us away, brother.
Hey, first off, I want to let you all know how much we appreciate you guys coming out and come just listen to us talk shop doing this year started off. I think it's going to be an exciting year. I know we finished off at 15-2. I think 14-3 is my prediction, but we have the capability to go undefeated if we wanted to, or at least parallel what we did last year, right? The 15-2. But either way, the Chiefs are going to give you some exciting ball. They're going to be some really good games. And like Sparkle Sports Card said earlier, I see us probably putting up at least 5 touchdowns a week on teams, every bit of it. So if our defense holds up, keeps them under, 3 scores, we'll be fine. There's no reason we can't do that. But I do believe 5 touchdowns a game is doable for our offense, if not 6. So we just keep cheering these guys on. But hey, man, the season is here. It is here, and I'm excited. I'm excited. So, like Marcus said, come out this Wednesday. Come check us out. Come see Donnie coming back in the dungeon, keys to victory. Okay, and we're gonna have our betting show. So we're gonna have some very wonderful things on this season for you guys. Okay, and I think you'll be very satisfied with what we have as far as content wise. So with that being said, also too, I don't want to forget. Saw my brother Stu is in the hospital. We'll be praying for Stu as well, because he said he's in the hospital dealing with a few things. I know he left me a message earlier. So Stu, we'll be praying for you, my brother, that everything works.
Everybody.
Yes,
Love you, buddy.
Absolutely. So some things dealing with his heart. I think he has something dealing with his tooth as well. But my brother, you take care. We love you. I also too talking about praying for Chad. And if there's anybody else out here that has anything and issues that y'all want for us to address or pray for or send something out to, we will do so. But with that being said, we want to let you all know and express how much we love you guys. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and finish the show. I always say, I'm going to say what's up to everybody. Say goodbye to everybody. Justin DeWay, Sparkle Sports Car, Will, Scoots 86, Optimistic James, Faye Smith, Jason Tarbox, Gary Holland. Stu, you got a lot of responses. Everybody praying for you, man. Tell you to stick in there with it. You and Chad, y'all duet. We'll go for KC forever. Linda Hunter, G. Pick, Greg Rose, Sasha. Let me see who else we got. Demetrio Spence, Optimistic James, Major Chip Hazard. Love that name. Gail Whiting. Who else we got out here? Susan Dunn, sweetie. Good to see you. Damani Green Beans, Don Peterson, Gary Holland. MJ is here in the house. Reese 913. And the brothers, Will and your brother coming on for sure, man. Y'all always do an amazing job. I love you guys coming on. Like I said, Optimistic James coming on too. So Wednesday, please come on. We're gonna open up the doors. We're gonna make sure. So, Marcus, what we'll do is let's put a time stamp on when we're gonna open up the door and try to stick with it. Okay, that way everybody knows exactly when we're coming on. So when if they want to ask questions, we have a time slot for it to do so. We're gonna try to get better at that as far as with our time and doing everything, kind of getting all put together. We professional get into it, to make sure it's the right thing. So nothing ever comes up, man. We're gonna try to get ourselves all the way together, you all. Rustin Warrior, appreciate you, my brother, for coming in. Who else we got here for today? Great seeing everybody in the chat. Laura Zingzer. Let me see. This was a new one. I seen the name Duchess of Descent. Yeah, like that. Good to see you, Duchess of Descent. Good to meet you. KC Colossus is here. Linda Hunter as well. G was here in the house with us tonight. Mike Brennan, J Dub 84. The KT Lee was here. Let me see who else we got. Some good questions. Good questions, guys. I think it's about it. Listen, y'all take care. We love you guys. We will see you on Wednesday night. Love each other the way we were supposed to. God bless each and every one. Mark's my brother. Love you, my guy. We will see you later. Donnie Edwards, Wednesday night. Come and check my brother out, okay? And then you're going to get a little bit of the fire of the keys to victory. Do not miss it, okay? We're going live with it. Do not miss it, okay? And the betting show, we're going to get that out one. It is here, baby. It is here. Football is back. Yes sir. Right. Love you guys. Y'all take care. We will see y'all on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. See everybody.
See y'all.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, Subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.